For years, 50 Cent has been making serious fun of Diddy in his conversations, and if you listen to him, he has been making fun of Justin Bieber and Usher lately. As a result, everyone is now giving Diddy even more side-eye. Bieber, who somehow became entangled in the same vibe 50's, hinted that these so-called mentorships were more about, let's just say, not your typical career advice sessions than they were about learning the ropes. Usher has already stated that growing up with Diddy was like entering a completely different world that no teen should ever be in. 50 has been making fun of himself in interviews, but behind it all, it seems like he has been hoarding these receipts for years and is now prepared to expose the mess for what it is, the true reason 50 Cent didn't show up to Diddy events.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
50 Cent never holds back when expressing his opinions, and when he appeared on the Enthusiast podcast, he didn't mince words about why he avoided Diddy's infamous parties. These events are well known in Hollywood for their extravagant energy, but 50 said with a smirk, "Diddy parties are freaky too freaky for me. I'm good, yes, you heard that right, 50 Cent." The same guy who's made a career out of pushing boundaries and stirring the pot drew the line at what he witnessed or perhaps just heard about Diddy's events. And let's be honest, if 50 is calling something too much, you know it's a next-level situation. "I'm a basic or regular guy," he said, explaining that he likes things simple. If you're picturing champagne fountains, designer clothes, and maybe a little drama, think again. These parts were on a whole different wavelength and not in a good way. "People in the industry get into some weird stuff that you wouldn't even believe if I told you," he added, shaking his head. "You know what they don't talk about. It's because they're involved." Of course, this is 50 Cent that we're discussing. He's an expert at leaving vague clues for you to figure out on your own, but he made it clear that he wasn't going to get involved in any of that. "You won't see me at those parties, nope, never, not myself seen," he said bluntly, leaving fans to wonder what exactly was happening at these events that caused 50 to completely opt out. Was it the atmosphere, the people, the activities, or whatever it was that 50 decided to keep his distance and observe the chaos from a distance? Honestly, can you blame him? Sometimes it's better to relax at home with a movie and pizza than to enter what seems like a scene from a reality show gone crazy. In typical 50 Cent fashion, he couldn't help but make fun of some of these people because they'll stop at nothing to stay relevant. "He gave me the tools I need to keep it real and stay in my lane. So even though Diddy's parties are still the stuff of legend or perhaps notoriety, 50 Cent is perfectly." During one of her candid outbursts, Jaguar Wright, known for her unvarnished opinions on the music industry, dropped another bombshell about what allegedly transpired at Diddy's infamous parties. According to her, some guests didn't just leave, they ran out of his house screaming. It sounds like the stuff of nightmares, doesn't it? It's clear that he has no regrets about keeping those invites on red. People would go to Diddy's house thinking they were going to live the dream celebrity lifestyle, but some left traumatized and screaming because of the madness they saw there. Now, Jaguar isn't new to criticizing the entertainment industry for its wild and, let's be honest, downright shady behavior. But when she talks about grown adults fleeing a house like they just escaped a horror movie, do you know what she's talking about? The way she spoke left little room for interpretation, but it was the kind of stuff you can't unsee. She said cryptically, "Let's pause for a moment here, parties are supposed to be fun, right? Drinks, music, good vibes, not at Diddy's." Apparently, Jaguar believed that these gatherings weren't just about having a good time, but also about power. She claimed that these events were more than just parties, and that they were a place where people's limits were tested, where things happen that shouldn't happen, and although people's reactions to Jaguar's claims have been mixed, some people have been waiting for her to say something, while others have rolled their eyes. There's no doubting that she sparked a whole new wave of speculation about what actually happens behind those opulent mansion gates. People would enter thinking they were going to be a part of something exclusive that Jaguar added, but they had no idea what they were actually getting themselves into. It's one thing for 50 Cent to avoid these stories leave us with more questions than answers about what exactly was going on at those parties, and More importantly, why people were still attending if the guest list had this much drama. If the RSVP had this much drama, Diddy, Usher, and Justin Bieber must have sent out a disclaimer. Parties are too freaky, but Jaguar's description makes them sound like something straight out of a psychological thriller, with grown adults screaming that's not exactly the kind of party favor most people are looking for. While living with Diddy as a teenager to learn the ropes of the music industry may seem like an amazing mentorship opportunity on paper, Usher has hinted that the experience may not have been as great as it seemed in a resurfaced interview. In this story, which involves none other than Usher, the layers of stories surrounding Diddy's famous lifestyle continue to unravel. In an interview that has gone viral online, a young Usher reflects on his time under Diddy's wing. He describes the atmosphere as wild and mentions that he was exposed to mature material at a very young age. Diddy even stated in a separate conversation that he taught Usher a lot, maybe too much. "I shouldn't have seen now." He didn't go into detail about what exactly those things were, but that one sentence was enough to make fans' imaginations run wild. The young star was exposed to a world of luxury late nights and, according to some reports, situations that were way too adult for someone his age when he moved in with Diddy when he was just 14 years old. Usher later acknowledged that, although the experience was formative, it came with its share of complications, saying, "I grew up fast." Fast forward a few decades, and Usher plays a crucial role in another superstar's journey, Justin. This is where things get really interesting. In 2007, Usher found 13-year-old Bieber on YouTube and signed him to Raymond Brun Media Group, Usher's label in collaboration with Scooter BW. However, Usher did more than just take Bieber under his wing. He also introduced him to Diddy. And if Usher's past interactions with Diddy were any indication, this may not have been the kind of mentorship most parents hope for their children. Bieber, who was enamored with Diddy, spent time with the mogul early in his career, appearing in one famous video. Fans have conjectured about what Bieber might have gone through in his early years, given the increasing number of stories about his behind-the-scenes life. This clip, which has been memorable for years, shows a very young Bieber sitting on Diddy's lap as the producer jokes about teaching him the ropes of the industry. Usher's dual roles in these two narratives, first as the mentor who introduced Bieber to Diddy, and then as the mentee who saw too much, feel like a full-circle moment that is both fascinating and a little unsettling. Did Usher ever consider exposing Bieber to a world that he himself found difficult to navigate as a teenager? Was he attempting to give Bieber the same opportunity that he had? Or was history repeating itself in ways that no one noticed? Adding to the intrigue, Bieber has shared tidbits over the years that allude to the highs and lows of growing up in the industry. He has been open about feeling overwhelmed and losing himself in the midst of the fame, even though he has never directly blamed anyone for those struggles. Still, the association between Usher and Diddy raises questions about whether or not those early encounters influenced Bieber's journey, both positively and negatively. Usher and Bieber's entwined stories with Diddy give an unnerving impression of how fame and mentoring collide in the entertainment industry. Diddy's parties, lifestyle, and the contentious stories associated with his name have created a picture of a high-octane setting where boundaries are blurred, making it easy to understand how young stars like Bieber and Usher could be attracted to and overtaken by that world. Although Usher has remained largely silent regarding the specifics of his relationship with Diddy, his cryptic comments and choice to bring Bieber into that same space only raise the question of whether he thought Bieber could handle it or if it was just a matter of passing the torch. In any event, the rumors that keep coming out indicate that Diddy's influence on these two celebrities is far more complex and contentious than most fans ever realized celebrities were afraid of. Diddy's impact on the entertainment industry is legendary, and not always in a positive way. For years, rumors have circulated that no one achieved success without Diddy's approval, and when you hear what some industry insiders have to say, it's not that implausible. An anonymous source once revealed that Diddy was the man who could open doors or slam them shut. It sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But remember, this is the same man who turned Bad Boy Records into a cultural empire. Apparently, Diddy's kingmaker attitude permeated everything. He had the kind of power that made people either want to impress him or fear him, And if you weren't in his inner circle, you were probably left wondering what you missed. According to Jaguar Wright, some celebrities literally left his house screaming because of what went down at his famous parties. In addition, you had to work with everyone from Biggie to J-Lo. Wright claimed to have painted a picture of late-night chaos that was probably not for the faint of heart. But here's where it gets. Wilder Diddy wasn't just acting like a jerk in the background. According to one source, he did things out in the open, doing whatever he wanted and not caring who saw. He was untouchable. Can you imagine going to a party and witnessing someone act as though they own not just the space, but the entire industry? That was Diddy. Discuss how this affected the people he worked with. Artists who weren't just signed to Diddy's label were essentially living under his control. They were asked to attend his parties or were coerced into following his career goals. It was a system, and you had to play the game. In a resurfaced interview, Usher even alluded to the peculiar atmosphere in Diddy's world, saying, "There were things I probably shouldn't have seen, things I didn't even." Diddy's confidence protected him from scrutiny for years, and he walked through the entertainment industry like no one could touch him. For a while, that was true, but in the age of social media and accountability, the cracks are beginning to appear. At the time, coming from someone who was mentored by Diddy as a teenager, that's a strong statement. He even brought Justin Bieber into the fold years later, introducing him to Diddy. Let's hope Bieber didn't see anything too wild. One thing is certain, Diddy's legacy is anything but dull. Whether you love him or hate him, the man knew how to run the show whether everyone else liked it or not. Old stories are coming back to life, former collaborators are speaking up, and Diddy's carefully manicured image is being questioned. It makes you wonder how many stars had their careers launched or stalled because of him, and how much of his success was built on talent versus sheer influence. From their dramatic breakup to their red carpet appearances, their relationship has always made headlines. However, according to Jaguar Wright, there is a side to their story that many people are unaware of, and it is as messy as you might expect. Wright says that Diddy used to go to great lengths to protect JL, particularly during the infamous nightclub shooting in 1999. Let's go back to that night when Diddy and JL were having the time of their lives as one of Hollywood's hottest couples, and then everything changed when shots were fired. Diddy and J-Lo left a crowded club after injuring 3 people, and the next thing anyone knew, they were in the middle of a media circus. He made sure J-Lo left. According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy took charge of the situation to protect her from the chaos, but it wasn't just about keeping her safe, it was also about saving her career. At the time, J-Lo was changing from an actress and dancer to a full-fledged pop star, and any involvement in a criminal investigation could have ruined her career. Back in the day, rising star Sean Diddy Combs allegedly took the fall, while Jennifer Lopez managed to walk away with little damage to her career. Despite being present during the infamous nightclub shooting, J-Lo seemingly escaped the scandal largely unscathed. According to journalist and author Wright, Diddy's influence and resources played a key role in ensuring that Lopez wasn't dragged too deeply into the controversy. But this is where things get even more interesting. Fast forward to today, and it's clear that J-Lo's team is working overtime to distance her from anything related to Diddy, especially in light of fresh allegations and legal troubles surrounding him. The past few years have seen the music mogul facing increased scrutiny, with multiple lawsuits and serious accusations tarnishing his once untouchable reputation. And let's be real, Lopez has spent decades carefully curating her brand, evolving from a Bronx-born entertainer into a global icon. The last thing she wants is to have her name attached to the growing list of controversies surrounding her ex. According to insiders, J-Lo's team has been actively scrubbing stories that link her too closely to Diddy. It's all about controlling the narrative and ensuring that her past relationship with him doesn't overshadow her current success. She has moved far beyond those early days, reinventing herself time and time again, from her breakthrough in Selena to dominating music charts, headlining Super Bowl halftime shows, and launching successful beauty and fashion ventures. She is a business mogul, a performer, and a cultural icon. Being associated with Diddy's ongoing drama is simply not in her best interest. And who can blame her? Once upon a time, being linked to Diddy was like having a golden ticket in the entertainment industry. He was the kingmaker, the man who could open doors and turn artists into superstars. His empire was built on power, influence, and a larger-than-life persona. But now, the same name that once represented success and exclusivity is quickly becoming a liability. The public perception of him has shifted, and former allies are keeping their distance. However, despite Jlo's best efforts, there's one undeniable truth: her history with Diddy is a part of pop culture. The infamous nightclub shooting remains a pivotal moment in both of their careers. For Diddy, it was a scandal that he had to navigate carefully, using his resources and legal power to survive the fallout. For J.Lo, it was an incident that she managed to move past, allowing her to transition into the next phase of her career. But no matter how much time has passed, the connection remains. The reality is, Hollywood has a long memory, and the internet never forgets. While J.Lo continues to thrive, there will always be whispers about her past with Diddy, especially when new controversies arise. But if there's one thing she has proven over the years, it's that she knows how to rise above the noise. Whether through music, film, or business, she has consistently reinvented herself and stayed relevant. And in an industry where reputation is everything, she understands the importance of keeping her name out of unnecessary drama. So, as Diddy faces mounting legal battles and public scrutiny, J.Lo is doing what she does best, focusing on her career, protecting her legacy, and ensuring that she remains in control of her narrative. And if that means erasing any lingering ties to her ex, then so be it. After all, she's worked too hard to let someone else's downfall pull her back into the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Whether they like it or not, it serves as a reminder of how Diddy's influence impacted the lives of many people around him, for better or worse. As Jaguar Wright stated, Diddy was constantly cleaning up messes, but who will clean up his own? That's the big question. 50 Cent has made it clear that he doesn't like Diddy, whether it's by disparaging his business dealings or making fun of his larger-than-life persona. But things really took a turn when 50 began to imply, or, let's face it, outright. 50 Cent didn't hold back when he suggested that Diddy might be concealing some details about his personal life during an interview, asking, "Did he be doing some suspect stuff, man?" It's not even about speculation anymore, it's right there in front of you. He cited old footage, such as the infamous Drink Champs interview in which Diddy appeared to make dubious remarks about rapper Fabi's, and another in which he made Usher visibly uncomfortable. There's just something about Diddy that's different, you know. 50Y added with his trademark smirk if. When accusations and an indictment against Diddy began to mount, 50 Cent decided to add fuel to the fire with a tweet that sent fans into a frenzy. He posted a meme of Diddy with a sly caption that made it obvious that 50 was enjoying the chaos surrounding his longtime rival. Fans couldn't get enough of 50 Cent's petty streak, and 50 Cent has never lost an online beef in which I'm invested. If that wasn't enough, 50 Cent kept the drama going on social media. The thing that's crazy is that this isn't the first time 50 Cent has alluded to Diddy's sexuality. Years ago, he went on a podcast and stated, "I don't even call it rumors anymore. You hear stuff from people who have been around him and it all adds up," but he didn't offer any hard proof. In this case, one fan wrote, "Respect for 50 Cent. He's a real one, but for 50 it's all part of his brand." 50 Cent didn't need to drop just enough personal jabs to get people talking, but he didn't stop there. His tweet following Diddy's indictment served as a reminder of how much he enjoys drama. The case, which includes accusations of everything from misconduct to business fraud, rocked Diddy's world, and 50 Cent took advantage of the situation. 50 said in another post that it all catches up with you eventually, whether you love him or hate him. One thing is certain, when 50 speaks, people listen and laugh while they're at it. Diddy silencing his victims. Diddy's ability to remain unbothered by the drama surrounding him has left many people wondering how he does it time and time again. Whether it's accusations or scandals, he seems to glide past controversy like it's no big deal. This is especially true when it comes to calling out Diddy. Some people view it as unnecessary drama, while others argue that 50 is simply saying what everyone else is too scared to deal. According to some sources, this is because Diddy has a system in place to keep his victims silent. One insider revealed that Diddy isn't afraid. he has a way of keeping people quiet and making them not want to cross him. It's as if he's perfected the art of silence through influence or intimidation, maintaining his public image while the whispers continue to operate behind closed doors. However, things get even stranger because it's not just the rumors or accusations about his business dealings that people are beginning to get inquisitive about his personal life, particularly his relationship with his stepson Quincy Brown. Some have suggested that their bond may be a little off. Naturally, when someone like 50 Cent brings it up in an interview, the internet goes crazy. 50 Cent didn't hold back when discussing Diddy's relationship with Quincy, saying, "You've got to look at the way Diddy's been moving with Quincy, that ain't normal."